What's up, fellow cunts?
Wait, are we even allowed to say that?
This is See You Next Thursday.
Spinning in circles, that's so cliche, yeah.
All right, welcome back to See You Next Thursday, guys. We have a very special guest here with us today.
We have Marilyn from Victorious. How you doing today?
You guys know her as Andre's...
You.
She doesn't know us.
I don't know you.
You guys know her
I'm
as
doing
Andre's
great.
crazy grandma on Nickelodeon's Victorious.
Let me tell you, we quote that all the time. That's
I
one of our
have people
favorite
tell me that, so I just get it out the way at the very
Yeah.
beginning.
No, we love it. So you're doing cameos now, right?
I am.
Yeah. I mean, do
Yeah.
people come up to you on the street and say, "Can you be crazy for us?"
I've had that happen a couple of times, but then they regret it because I can get really loud.
Oh, okay. So how did you get cast in the role of Andre's crazy grandma? What was that process like?
My agent sent me there for an audition. I think it was maybe like the fifth audition I ever did after I got into acting through my husband. And when I got there, it was like 19 grandmas there. It was a lot of people there.
Oh my gosh.
And they were all black because we're Andre's grandma.
Mhm.
And this one lady in particular, I recognized her from a previous audition. At the end of her audition, she would snatch her wig off and throw it on the ground.
Oh my god.
So I figured she's gonna
She's
get
gonna
it.
get it.
You know, I didn't even think much of it. But they had me come back for a second call, and it was 9 grandmas there that time. So
10
after
didn't
that
make it.
second call,
Wow.
I got it. Yeah.
What do you think about your audition stuck out to them?
I think it's because I wore like a navy dress. You know how a dress has like the little bib looking thing, and
Yeah.
it was blue and white, and some black and white Converse tennis shoes. And as we were going into the room, it was at the Nickelodeon studio on Sunset.
Yeah.
And as we were going into the room, the casting director said, "Watch your step," because it was like a little step up. And we're all like older ladies. So she's like, "Watch your step. I want to make sure you're okay." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, thank you." So I did my audition. And then as I was coming out, I acted like I tripped. I said, "Oh!" And she said, "Oh!"
Oh, that's really funny.
Good call.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I think
awesome.
that got me the call back.
Yeah.
That was the first audition with the 19. And I don't necessarily know what it was about the callback that got me booked.
Yeah.
It was totally different though than the first audition. They wanted me to act like I was seeing a doctor, but I didn't want him to touch me or look at me. So it really tied into the character, but of course I didn't know that at the time.
Mhm.
But
Was it-
I just did the crazy.
Was it a
So
lot of improv in playing that role?
it was all improv.
Was it really?
Basically, they gave you a line, but it was up to you to flesh it out, add whatever you're going to add, do the mannerisms,
Oh my god.
all of that. Yeah.
That's awesome. I want to talk about the iParty. iParty with Victorious crossover.
I party with Victorious.
with Keenan Thompson. So you had a really funny cameo in that one. Did you
Yes.
get to meet Keenan?
I did.
You
I
did?
did. We all kind of hang out together when we're filming.
Yeah.
They have a common area where we could all sit. You've seen it.
I've seen
I
it.
mean,
Yes, the green room with
yeah.
the candy room.
The
And
candy room
Yeah.
where I got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people would gravitate towards that room because it's just, I mean, unless you're studying your lines, it's pretty boring just sitting in your dressing room.
Yeah. No, we
So most
loved
people
the.
would
So
go there.
for those listening who don't know, when I was little, my wish was to be on Nickelodeon's Victorious, so I got to hang out in the green room and I got to have a little cameo on the show, and it was an
Yeah.
incredible experience. And that's how I met Marilyn, because you and your husband have a podcast of your own called Victoriously
Mhm.
Crazy, and
Yes.
I had the honor of being a guest on that. So
You were an awesome guest.
oh my goodness, thank you. That
You
was so
were.
much fun. That was awesome. Yeah. So anyway, the green room, guys. Long story short, it's pretty awesome.
It's where
They had
magic
good, I
happens.
remember that everyone was playing like Guitar Hero and like Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really
They
cool.
had the games, they had the big comfy couches, they had
Yeah,
the candy, they had the catering right
I
set
still
up right
dream
there.
about that candy. That candy room was like Willy
oh yeah.
Wonka's chocolate factory. That was amazing. That
We
was
have
just everything they wanted as an 8-year-old.
we have the best picture. So like I'm sitting on Ariana Grande's lap as she's French braiding my hair, and Tess is right
Oh,
next to her, but she's turned away with a bunch of
I
lollipops, and
have
she's
like
got a lollipop in her mouth, and I'm like, that's what she was there
I
for, is
have
the
like a
candy.
lap full of candy, and I'm just like, this woman's on the edge of stardom, and I could care less. I just have my candy, and that's all that I
yeah.
care about.
I think it was kind of smart because the sugar would hype up the kids and
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because there was a lot of crazy energy and stuff
for
yeah,
in some of
sure.
the shows. So
and
I bet that sugar really came in handy
Oh
if you think
yeah.
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
some crazy hours too. Do you have a favorite filming story or a favorite situation that happened while you guys were filming?
Um, all of them were, it was, acting is a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun, especially if you have like a great cast that you're working with.
Mhm.
And I guess if I had to pick out of all of them, I would say driving Tori crazy because I got to
Oh,
dump the oatmeal. That was
that is
something,
such a fun episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally crazy.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was wild. We only did it once.
Yeah.
So the way the day works is you get your script, you read that, a couple of days before.
Yep.
Then you go into the studio, you do the table read.
Yep.
Then you do a run through, which is kind of like really quick. Then you do a rehearsal, which is really involved.
Yep.
Then you do another rehearsal with the executives of Nickelodeon there to make sure everything's, cool and above board. Then you film.
Yep.
So by the time you film, it's like muscle memory. And
Yeah.
through all that process, I never actually had any oatmeal in the cup.
Yeah.
So by the time I spilled it, I was ready.
Well, I remember that
It was
the
fresh.
episode that I got to be on was the ice cream for Kesha episode, and so getting getting to like watch the table read was so cool too, and that was before like
Mhm.
I mean I was just in awe because these were all like young kids, and they were just that was I think one of the most talented casts
They were
ever
so
on Victorious.
professional.
I mean
Oh,
on Nickelodeon,
yeah.
but yeah, so watching the table read was cool, and then you see kind of the skeleton of it, and then like the day of shooting, they bring in the ice cream and they bring in all the props, and it's
Yep.
cool.
So
I know.
and it is amazing to see so many young people being so professional and
Yeah,
so, well crafted as far as script interpretation,
yeah,
when to say what you have to say and the inflection of your voice
yeah.
and
Hmm.
there's a whole lot to it.
There
So
is.
I respect it.
Yeah. And they all
Yeah.
that whole cast, they went on to do such amazing things. We got to meet up with I mean Victoria, she is just the best, and
She's such an angel.
she's stayed in touch with me,
Aw.
since I was 11. She'll still call me on my birthdays, and we actually last summer we were in LA, we got to meet up with her and her lovely mom Serene, and
Uh-huh.
we got to hang out in LA, get cocktails, and like it was so much fun, but I mean, that was a talented cast, like really, really cool. Are you in touch?
Wow.
Are you still in touch with anybody from the cast?
I've been in touch with Matt Bennett, who played
Yes.
Robbie. I've done a couple of his party, I think he
Yeah,
calls
his
it Party
DJ set.
101. I've
Yes.
done a couple of those shows. I would come out as a character.
Oh, that was so
My
cool.
husband Percy and the very first time, he kind of practically drugged me out because I didn't want to be there. You know?
Yeah, yeah. On the
Those shows-
stage
we went-
dancing. Oh my god.
We went to
Yeah.
two. He came to Providence, and we went to two of the shows, and he had us like VIP. We were backstage. We went on stage with him too.
Oh,
and
that's so cool.
that show was like depression cured. That was just like a big
Yeah.
dopamine boost. Like
We were-
it's so much fun.
We were talking to him about you, and he was saying how much the crowd lost it when you went on stage.
They kind of went a little crazy, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
They
Why?
matched your energy.
Yeah, Andre's grandma is iconic. Okay.
Yeah, we
That
got our
still makes
bracelets.
that blows my mind because it's just a crazy little black lady,
But
and it's
everybody
like
loved her.
That's what we want.
No, everybody loved her.
You want that crazy?
Yeah.
No, I remember I was talking to this kid at a Comic-Con or something, and I mentioned I was on your podcast, and he started quoting, and he was telling, like everybody around him, and he's like, and she's afraid of stealing fans, and she's afraid of this, and he's describing the character, and I'm like,
No, it's so funny. I mean, we just had Joe Exotic on, and then I was telling people that we were having you on, and everybody was just losing it. They were like, "Wait, how'd you get Andre's grandma?" It's such a great character.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, for everybody that goes crazy because they know the character or because you told them, it's like,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
funny.
we love it.
How does that feel to be part of a show that kind of like defined a whole generation, or that a whole generation, like, you say Andre's grandma and they know exactly what you're talking about. How does that feel being that character?
It feels like a blessing. I'm a very open person. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. I treat everyone as though they're family, as though I love them. So I have the habit of responding when someone DMs me, and I guess that's not the norm because they would reply, "Oh my God, oh my God."
Yeah,
You get all
that's
these
true.
big OMGs and oh, I can't breathe. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, should I not have responded?
What did I just open up?
It's like, but I do. It's really funny because during the pandemic, a couple of people were like got in touch with me, were asking me questions. So my husband and I decided to open up a YouTube channel and just do Andre's grandma in character, doing all kind of crazy stuff. So I had a YouTube under Marilyn Harris, and I do all this Andre grandma scenarios just off the top of our head, just because we're
Improv.
actors and we just wanted to keep busy. And then they asked me, did I know Instagram? So I opened up Instagram and I started kind of posting some stuff, some of my stuff, some Andre's grandma stuff. I had like, what, 14,000 followers, but Instagram shut it down for spam. I don't know what that is. But I just said, okay, I'll just open it up under real Marilyn. Marilyn, I think it's real dot Marilyn Harris. And I got it verified. So I guess that'll stop them from shutting it down.
Good.
I don't know.
God, the damn algorithms, I'm telling you.
What does that mean?
Instagram is such a narc.
It's like the robots. They pick what they want. I don't understand it. My
robot.
boyfriend's, he works in social media. He knows all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like at a loss. But
Yeah.
I just roll with it.
You
But
just
I've heard the robots have been blamed.
yeah.
I might use that myself one day.
When
Yeah.
in doubt, it's the
robots
robots.
did.
Yeah,
all AI's
the robots. Yeah.
It was the robots. Okay.
I love that.
So, Marilyn, you were mentioning, like it was, you auditioned for this role and, obviously you're a black woman. Do you feel as though that typecast you at all?
No, because my grandson was black. So it was
Fair.
like,
Yeah. So in future roles, do you
I audition for whatever I feel like God has led me to audition for, because one of my favorite stories is I don't know if you're familiar, I think it's Grey's Anatomy, and this little short black lady that plays some a top level doctor or something. I think her name is Chandra, I'm not sure though, but she did an interview and she said that she submitted herself for that role, even though the description of the character was like a blonde white woman, but she felt like she's just submitting and see what happened. So I just submit and I just see what happens. I don't worry
That's
about
amazing.
the description or, I make sure that I qualify acting wise.
Right.
But as far as the way the character looks, I don't focus on that.
Yeah. I didn't know that about Grey's Anatomy. That's very interesting.
Well, they may not even know what they're looking for until they find
that's
it,
the
you
thing.
know?
They don't.
Yeah.
I forget
They
where
don't.
I saw this. I think Zach sent it to me, but someone said when you walk into an audition, the casting directors, they want you to be the best thing they've ever seen. They want you to succeed. They want to have found that person. So
Yeah.
just go
And
do
if I
your
were to
best.
give anyone advice, I would tell them just be prepared and don't go in there like you're afraid of them.
Yeah.
Because people can sense fear.
Mm-hmm.
Just go in there focused on, see it as a job, go in there focused on doing whatever it is that you have to do, and then leave.
Yeah.
Don't chat with them and try to get them to remember you, because they have lots of people to see. So
Sure.
it may have a negative effect
Maybe
rather
make a joke
than
that
you
you're
thinking.
falling.
Yeah, trip
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
pretend
make
to
a
trip
joke
over
that you're
a
falling.
stair.
Yeah. Make sure you act like you're, do something totally unexpected.
Yeah.
You know, one time, Percy and I, we do commercials and stuff together too. So we auditioned as a couple, and they asked us just, hey, sing a song together. And we just started singing,
Oh
you
my
know,
god.
because even if you making up a song or something, you don't want to be like, sing a song,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because when you're acting, you're getting directed.
Right.
And if they ask you, look this way, look that way, do this, do that, they want you to be able to respond.
Right. Well, especially, I mean, you've done a lot of improv, and
Mm-hmm.
like that's so important.
Yeah.
Even I love like Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's like our favorite show with Larry David,
Yeah,
and
it's funny.
I
It's
mean,
funny.
99% of that show is just improv. Like they give them something,
They have a
and they
prompt,
just go
but
with
it's
it.
just continue going with
Yeah.
it.
It's like the baseline. I watch
Yeah.
that show also
Oh, it's
because
Yeah.
I
so
used
good.
to do stand up as a crazy cool grandma. That's why my first Instagram was crazy cool grandma.
Oh,
I
and was
love
that
I
that.
after
had it for that.
Victorious or
It was before. It was
really?
So
before.
you've always
Hmm.
had this persona.
You were born to play that
I
role.
have. I have. I'm crazy cool grandma and I got jokes. I like to laugh, but I don't poke. I'm a Christian lady, so I don't curse. But my mouth goes whoop if you touch my
Oh my god,
that's just part
I
that's
of
love
so
me.
that.
good.
That's so good. You mentioned your husband a lot. How long have you guys been together?
Oh my God. I met him on October 1st, 1991. We got married November 15th, 1994. So you can do the math. I
Oh,
think 30 something years.
oh, that's amazing. You guys have the podcast together. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Oh yeah. We actually had to let the podcast go though.
Oh,
In December, because when the strike started,
yes.
we got contacted by SAG, and since the podcast was connected with Nickelodeon, we could not do it while the strike was on. And then we got used to not doing it. We came back briefly to say we're not doing it anymore. But but Bennett moved to Los Angeles. Remember Bennett, the guy that,
Yes.
yeah, he's in Los Angeles working as a writer on a show and doing some stuff with American Idol. So Bennett,
Wow.
I told him, I said, there is no way that I think we should continue this podcast. You're going down a new path. You're going to be so busy. You're going to have, and we were just doing it for fun. That's one of the good things about believing in God. You're not stressing too much. Of course, you're going to stress because you're human, but we just believe that if there's a path change, we just follow that.
Well,
And we
everything
just
happens for a
yeah,
reason, you know?
yeah. What I mean, so the podcast ended, but it's still out there. I mean, it's still.
You can
We
still
didn't
listen.
take anything down. So if people want to go back to see it, just like with my YouTube under Marilyn Harris, the podcast is Victoriously Crazy Podcast. He has access to it still. I don't know if he's still posting like the videos, because we separated all the act out videos. Remember how Andre's grandma would act crazy at
Right.
the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gave me all of those, and at some point when I'm not so busy, I'm going to just post those.
Yeah.
So that, because they were like really funny, and
Yeah.
the guests would react in the funniest ways.
Oh, that's
You know,
awesome.
we would pull them in like Burf and David St. James, who played that teacher. Was it Mr. Howard or something like that?
Psychowitz.
Yeah. So not Psychowitz. He was an iCarly teacher. I can't remember his name, but he was funny. He was funny the way he reacted.
Oh,
Um,
and then you had the guy who played. He was like the guidance counselor in Victorious too.
Oh,
oh, Lane Napa.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
And
he was
many
funny
hats,
too.
wasn't he? He was also a producer.
He was also a producer and he was a choreographer.
Yes.
So
Yep.
all the dancing that you saw them do on that show, he put those dances together.
Oh, that's so
He was the
cool.
one that came up with that vision.
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much talent on that show. It's crazy.
It was a lot. And we wanted behind the scenes talent as well as people that were in front of the camera.
Sure.
And it
Yeah.
really worked out. It
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was
Wow.
fun.
So, Marilyn, do you have any upcoming projects right now? I know you said you and Percy are doing commercials.
Yes, we are. But the whole audition process is a whole lot of maybe.
Sure.
We get a lot of auditions, but so far I haven't really booked anything recently. I did something recently that I can't really talk about.
Okay.
It was like a game. We test game shows, and it
Oh,
was a game show run through with someone that is very well known. That's taking over a well known game show. So they
Oh.
oh.
brought us in, and we played the game with him and tested it and all that. Let's see what else. I'm getting into branding, so some companies have contacted me about giving me a voucher, going to their store, buying their product as
Oh,
Andre's
very
grandma,
cool.
and then doing an unboxing. So
Oh,
I'm right in the middle of a negotiation for one of those. All this stuff is new to me, and I'm kind of learning,
Yeah.
as I go along. But I guess it's all based on how many followers you have or something.
right.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
all about
You
the
know,
influencing power that you have,
yeah.
how you can
My
promote
TikTok
everything.
has like 174,000 followers.
That's
So
awesome.
Wow.
occasionally I'll go on there. I don't do it routine. I just do it when I feel like it's time to do it.
Yeah.
And that's under Andres dot grandma 77. That's
Okay.
the address for that. And I go on there and I dance as Andre's grandma. But it's
Oh, that's
always a
fun.
nervous, crazy like dance.
TikTok's the place for dancing.
Oh, that's where I get down.
Yeah. I love that
So
so
I'm
much.
gonna do some branding and post it on that and on my Instagram. I'm also on Cameo. I do lots of cameos.
Yeah,
People
that's
want me to
awesome.
scream at their loved ones, happy birthday, or
Yeah.
stop drinking.
This is an intervention
It's
with Andre's
hype
grandma.
her up. Some people want you to say some crazy stuff. They're like one of them wanted me to call their friend a little pig, and I was like, "What?" So I did it as a character, but I said, "That's from her. That's
Yeah,
not
That's not
from
for
that's
me.
not
me.
I
me.
don't call people that."
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
Marilyn, would you ever be interested in doing like a Victorious reunion or reboot or revisiting the character in like a more formal way that way?
Yeah. I mean, I'm open if I'm available because life is so unpredictable. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if someone calls me and it's at the right time, I'll be like, "Cool, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be there."
Yeah.
And my agent had to tell me, stop doing that stuff for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
That's
Yeah,
fair, yeah.
charge people. And it's funny because just from answering DMs and being in contact with people, I actually got an agent in Europe to sign me up for conventions. He does conventions
I
all
was gonna
over
say, I'm
the
Oh,
surprised
world.
you
okay,
don't do
yeah.
like more Comic Cons. I feel like that
Yeah.
Um,
would be,
yeah, he's
That's the
working on it.
nostalgia factor for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's actually working on it. And it was funny because I had no idea he was an agent and we were just communicating through DMs, and he asked for an autograph, and I sent him an autograph, a cast picture, and a script. And he just went, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God," he posted it. And then he said, "I want to ask you something really important, and I don't know how you feel about it." And I said, "Sure." He said, "I'm an agent and I book people for Comic Cons and conventions and stuff. Would you be interested in signing up with me?" And I said, "What's a Comic Con?" So
Oh, that probably opened up your world a lot though. Comic
I
Con is
know.
Yeah.
its own creature.
Yeah, so he's working on it. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
That's
wow. Well, I hope
awesome.
you come to Rhode Island Comic Con.
I hope I do too.
That
We'll
would be
definitely go to
cool.
lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so
Yes, I'd
fun.
love to do that. I
Well,
just had
Marilyn.
lunch with Bennett's parents. They were
Oh, you
they were
did?
out here and to visit him to make sure he's okay. And all of us
Oh.
got together and we had lunch and we were
Oh.
acting crazy in the restaurant. People were like,
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Oh,
Well,
it
hey,
was a
we're
lot of
gonna be
fun.
in LA this summer, Marilyn. We gotta maybe link up.
Okay, let me know. And no promises, but if I'm available or in town, I'll definitely meet up with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to do
Yeah.
that.
Aw. Well, Marilyn, we are almost out of time, but I'm wondering if to close this out, if you could do a little Andre's grandma improv.
Give us just one last taste.
Oh, okay. You will not touch my mic.
She broke the mic.
Okay.
The eyes and everything.
the way you-
eyes, yeah. The eyes are just so
What's wrong
perfect.
with my eyes? What's wrong with my eyes? That's how I see. Don't you see with your eyes? Huh?
It's so obvious why you got the part. Let's be honest. It's so obvious.
No, it's funny to see you. You went right it like it was a change. You're
Yeah, I was like, Marilyn's gone. Marilyn's not here anymore.
Who is that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you
It
for
was so
being a
lovely to talk
guest.
to you.
Thank you for having me. And anybody that wants their own cameo, go to Cameo Andre's Grandma and I will scream at you.
There you go. There you go.
Well, thank you so much, Marilyn. We hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Oh, thank you both. And thank you, Zachary, for
Oh.
hooking everything up.
Welcome. Nice meeting
This
you.
cute-
Yay! We can't do it without you, man. You know that. Okay, you guys. Have a great day.
All
You
right,
too.
bye,
Bye,
Marilyn.
Marilyn. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I just get this.
Okay.
Well, that was a great.
She
That was
was awesome. She
I
was
know.
so warm.
She's a very sweet woman.
I want her to be my grandma.
I know. I want her to be my crazy grandma.
Yeah, I would put up with it.
Yeah.
She seems like she would give such a good hug too.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah,
just
Marilyn is very warm energy.
Yeah, and I love what she said about like meeting everybody as if she already like loved them and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm
Well,
like
it's true
that's how
because
you should be
That's
with
a big
people.
deal. Like if you're a fan of the show and to have like to DM and it's always a shot in the dark. You're like, I'm not gonna get back,
Yeah.
and to get back, it's.
I mean, the amount of times that I'll, DM a hot celebrity and be like, "You're so hot," and then it's like,
and then they don't get back
I
to you.
feel like it doesn't matter because it's a void.
Yep.
I mean, I don't do that anymore. It's less frequent.
Yeah,
now.
I'm telling Brandon, her
Yeah,
boyfriend.
it's less frequent now, but
It's less frequent.
But no, she was awesome and she was so great, and I love that little tidbit about her joking and falling
Oh my god, I know.
As
That
she
that definitely won them over because
Yeah.
that's really funny.
for sure.
Yeah. Oh well,
Good old
sweet
Marilyn.
woman. Good old
I'm
Marilyn.
so mad at Instagram for
I know. I can't believe they took that down.
like what the hell.
Um,
And also, I mean, the whole SAG situation was so unfortunate, but the fact that she
I
didn't do her
know.
podcast.
I
But
know.
it's good. She seems like she has such a positive.
well, that's the other thing.
outlook
Like
on
very
everything.
positive energy and just kind of like. I was I was on her podcast. Thank you.
Was
Zach.
it like the same energy when
Oh yeah.
you were
Well, and she
on?
did the podcast with her husband Percy, who's also just so lovely, and then their producer Bennett, and it was a really fun podcast. We talked all about, kind of my experience on Victorious, which was incredible, and yeah, it was cool to speak with another,
I'm so excited for her to get into the cons because I feel like that's going
that
to
would be to have people will have her do like voicemails, like that's totally like
that's the Zachary is tinkering with our mics right
Yeah.
now, so our attention
really
span is all over
distracting.
the place.
Probably like moved around during it. Like,
oh sorry, I know, I feel like we're like awkwardly, I'm like
yeah, this time you guys are closer together because of the laptop.
yeah.
But yeah, that when she does cons, I mean, people are gonna be lying.
No stopping her.
No, it's
It's all over.
it's only to the top. from here.
And I love that she did Party 101. Shout out to Matt Bennett. We are wearing our Party 101 bracelets. Mine says Robarazzi.
Mine says Jade. Everybody's bisexual awakening. I love that she's still in touch with Matt Bennett and like
Yeah.
and really when he brought her out on stage, that just speaks to it. Like people lose their shit when
I love that woman.
when she's around.
It was a very iconic character.
I don't know you.
I don't know you.
The amount of times, and I'm not even just bullshitting, the amount of times.
Yeah, she
that
kept
we
breaking.
say that.
The mic was breaking. I don't know if you guys could hear everything she was saying because she went so loud the mic would break.
Because she's dedicated.
She's
to the
dedicated.
character, and we
Oh
love
my
her
gosh.
for it. Well,
That
thank
was
you
a
so
great
much to
episode.
Marilyn again.
Shout out to Marilyn Harris, guys. Give her a follow on Instagram.
And on a less sweet note, thank you to all the cunts out there for
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, this was a really fun episode.
This was a really fun episode to like revisit some childhood Nickelodeon memes.
Thanks for the
Were you gonna
memes.
say memes?
I was
too?
gonna say memes.
I saw your mouth moving in that, and I was like, we're gonna say the same thing. Well, it is like almost 80 degrees out. And
Yeah, we're gonna
sunny
go by the
here.
pool.
So I'm gonna go to work actually, but Scout's gonna go to.
I'm gonna go sit by the pool. My best friend's out there cleaning it. I'm like,
Yeah,
we get the sexiest pool lady ever.
But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be out with a new episode soon. If you have
Soon.
not watched, we interviewed Joe Exotic.
Yeah, check
from
out the
prison.
last one.
He was
Straight
in
from prison.
He was in prison, not us.
Yeah. We went undercover.
Yeah, we committed a dangerous crime just to get in. God.
Oh my goodness.
God,
We're just
we just can't. We're so silly. We just can't.
a
You
couple
know,
of sailors.
couple of silly geese right here.
All right. Well, guys, we will
See you next Thursday. Ooh.
I don't know you.
I don't know you.